"Do you want to see a miracle?" asked the stranger as he sliced open his palm. That was how I first met the salesman. He stood in front of my door, some middle-aged salary man with a crumpled suit, thinning hair, and tired-looking eyes. He gave me a friendly nod, took out a switchblade, and sliced open his palm. Blood started to well up from the wound. The first strips trickled down onto the ground. He spread the cut apart to show the torn bits of flesh. A nasty wound? It can happen to us all. A little accident at home, at the workplace, in the streets. His voice was monotonous and bored, as if he had given this speech dozens of times alone today. It must have been this calm boredom that kept me from slamming the door shut instantly in the face of this madman. There's little we can do but wait for our bodies to heal on their own, right? Well, not anymore. With a wave of his fingers, the blade disappeared. He held a small white pill. It disappeared into his mouth. He gestured towards the bleeding wound again. The effect was near instant. Thin threads of skin started to cross the gash. The injured tissue started to pulse and reconnect. After a few seconds, the wound was gone. No, not just gone. The new skin looked younger, healthier, and stronger than the one it had replaced. The man gave his palm a few tugs and pulls. He wiped away some of the remaining blood. With the help of modern science, we can help our bodies along, can speed up the regenerative power that it already possesses. Another wave of his fingers and a business card appeared. Maybe you'd like to try our product as well. For a special bargain price. An instant cure for any ailment. Blisters, burns, and broken bones. Fatigue, stress, and insomnia. Today, it might be a paper cut. But one of these days, it might save your life. There was no name on the card he was offering me. Just an email address and an accidental bloody imprint of his fingertip. I took the card from his hand while trying to compose myself. I'm not sure I really need this, and I don't have any money at home, so... That's okay. Just give it a try right now. And you can decide to buy more later, he said, and held another pill towards me. This one's still shrink-wrapped in a featureless aluminum package. Yeah, well, I'm not injured, so no problem. The knife reappeared in his hand, the blade between his fingers, the handle pointing towards me. Just a little cut in your thumb. Don't worry. It'll be gone instantly. My hesitation didn't end there. We kept talking back and forth for quite some time. In the end, he proved to be a good salesman and won my curiosity. He watched me intently as I sliced open my skin. A smile crept onto his face. There was a certain air of perversion to the way his thin lips crinkled and squeezed against each other. It made me feel exposed, vulnerable, and disgusted. The itching, throbbing pain in my thumb mixed into these feelings. It made me feel like this was a terrible idea. As soon as I swallowed the pill, this changed. It wasn't just the wound on my finger that was healed. My mood was fixed too. My disgust turned into happiness when my blood began pumping through my body with sudden invigorating force. My pain turned to pleasure, while a soothing warmth encompassed me. As soon as the cut was gone, the stranger nodded his goodbye and left. I caught him a week later. He refused my money, refused to even tell me the price. "You don't seem to be hurt," he said, and stared at me with his tired eyes. "Yeah, I'm not. Not physically, I mean. Just some stress. They help against that too, right?" He cocked his head and smacked his lips. Yes, but no, that won't do. They're in high demand. Just stress alone won't do." And he handed me his switchblade. I stood there, slightly confused for a moment. Then something in my mind clicked into place. "Oh," I said. Looked down at my hand and up at him and then cut open my thumb. The smile twitched over his face again. "A bit more, just a bit more." He raised his hand and traced a finger over his palm, just where he had done his demonstration. "Don't worry, it'll heal in a second anyway, right?" And it did. And it did the next time when I cut open the entire length of my arm. And the next, when I crushed my toes with a hammer. I had never really had to pay anything. Whatever I paid to convince him to give me the pills would be fixed as soon as I swallowed them down. Broken bones fused back together perfectly. Severed muscles regrew stronger than before. Stripped away skin returned without any of its old blemishes. Shame turned to surety. Anguish turned to bliss. Self-doubt turned to confidence. There wasn't a problem in my life the pills didn't fix. And so I ripped teeth from my mouth, burned out my eyes, mutilated my genitals in a public park, and the higher the price grew, the harder it got to even convince the salesman to show up. I'd send him a video of me ripping out the nails on my left hand with pliers. No reaction. I'd cut off the entire set of my fingers. Nothing. I'd put my entire fist into a high-powered blender, and finally, there came the ring from the door, and I shoved a dozen pills down my throat and watched my new hand slowly emerge from the mangled stump. Maybe I'll be miserable for a bit, but in the end, the pills will make the misery go away as well. In the end, I never really lose anything. I'm sitting here and waiting again. A large hole was gaping in my stomach, and my torn intestines dangle at my feet. I've cut out whatever I thought would be safe. The blood and slime makes it hard to discern how much farther I can go. My best attempt at clamping off the blood flow hasn't been too successful. A large blackish red pool has grown beneath me. My hands are sluggish from the painkillers. There isn't much precision left in my movements, but maybe I can safely tear out a bit more. Maybe if I cut out this pinkish bulb and send him a picture of it, it'll be enough this time. I may be miserable right now, but just a few pills, and everything is going to be all right again.